Are you finding it hard to write blog posts that turn readers into buyers? Watch this video and you'll get my 5 tips on writing the perfect blog post that not only drives traffic, but that also has your ideal client knocking on the door. I'm Kylie Carlson, business coach for creative entrepreneurs, and it is time to kick off your heels, grab yourself a coffee and get ready to be inspired. Remember, for the best tips, tricks and advice on growing your creative business, you need to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell to be notified every time I publish a new video each Tuesday. Have you ever sat down to write a blog post and found yourself staring at an empty screen with no idea what to write or say? Don't worry, you're not alone. Stay tuned to the end of this video though, and you will have my 5 steps to writing the perfect blog post that drives sales. Plus, I'm going to be sharing my blog guide with 32 blog post ideas for creative entrepreneurs. So stay tuned to the end. We may be visual creatures, but good copy is still incredibly powerful. That's why it's so important to always work on making your copy the best it can possibly be. So, I've got 5 easy tricks for writing better copy that your audience is absolutely gonna love. Know your audience. First things first, do you have a good grasp on who your audience is? This is the number one thing to know before you draft any piece of copy. You really want to hone in on who you're writing for so that you can create copy that speaks their language and really fulfills their needs. You should be able to answer questions like this. What's the age range of my audience? What are their biggest pain points? How can I help them solve their problems? What kind of language do they frequently use? And once you've got a good grasp on the answers to these questions, you'll be able to write copy that is so much better, and it'll specifically connect with them. You'll be able to create valuable content that helps answer their problems and write in a way that just resonates with them. So if your audience is young, hip and sassy, then you're not going to be wanting... So if your audience is fairly young, hip and sassy, you won't want to be writing overly stuffy copy that they won't relate to. On the other hand, if your audience is pretty modest, then swearing is not going to be appropriate. When your audience reads copy that speaks to them, you're able to create a really quick connection. Quote a source. Creating great content means providing lots of value, and an easy way to add more value is to quote an expert source. So this not only shows your readers that you've done your research, but that you've also got some high-profile experts who back what you're saying too. And the bonus part of quoting an expert source in your blog posts is that they might even share it, meaning your post can possibly gain even more traction and exposure. Now, if you've spoken with a source directly, always be sure to not only thank them for their time, but to also send the link to the post when done, in the hopes that they'll share it. If you've quoted a source without speaking to them directly, such as pulling something they've previously written, always send an email with a link to your post, letting them know you've included them. Sometimes you'll get a response and sometimes you won't, but you might just get a good social share out of it. Make it easy to digest. There's nothing wrong with creating long-form content. In fact, search engines love it. But you want to make sure that it's really easy to digest. And this means creating subheadings, bullet points, and really making sure your paragraphs are short and sweet. Why? Well, a lot of people scan read. That isn't to say that the blood, sweat, and tears you've poured into writing this fantastic article aren't appreciated. It's just that not everyone will read every single word. So use this knowledge to your advantage by bolding important sentences, breaking up your content into subheadings and using bullet points and summarizing the main points at the end of your post. Sprinkle in statistics. So just like adding an expert quote to your posts helps make them stronger, so does sprinkling in some statistics and hard data. I said data, not data. And even if you aren't a trained journalist, this is pretty easy to do. You can typically trust sources like government agencies or research studies. Just be wary of quoting from places like Wikipedia without double checking, because whilst Wikipedia is a really good starting point, it's still written and submitted by its users and it isn't guaranteed to be fact checked. Edit, edit, edit. Writing is just the first step. The magic happens in the editing process. And for really great copy, you've got to edit, edit, and edit some more. If you've read your post 1,000 times already, here are a few things that you can try. So print out your copy. It always looks different on paper. Read your copy out loud, because you'll be surprised just how much you can catch this way. Use a tool like Grammarly to check for grammatical errors. Kill your adverbs, and then have a friend read your post. Now, if you're looking to write better copy, just keep these 5 tricks in mind. Know your audience, make it easy to read, quote a source, sprinkle in those statistics, and embrace the editing process. Trust me, these 5 things will instantly elevate all of your copy, which is such a great way to establish a connection with your reader. Now you have 5 strategies for writing better blog posts. But as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I have a freebie for you. It is 32 blog post ideas for creative entrepreneurs, and you can download it right now by going to the description and clicking on the link. Also, if you want to join a community of creative entrepreneurs just like you, then you need to join my Facebook group where I share lots of tips, tricks, and ideas for growing your creative business. The link is down below in the description, so come and join us. If you like this video, remember to like it and leave me a comment to let me know what your top blog post tip would be. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.